Recording.
Right on. We figured it out, Dar.
Okay, here we are.
Go. All right. Well, I'd like to welcome everybody to the first and only ever
Valley Vibes
Valley
podcast.
Valley Vibes podcast.
Episode 1.
Episode 1?
Yes, sir.
I feel like we've played it 150,000 times as we've been hanging out over the years.
Little technical difficulties to start here with,
we
guys.
We figured it out.
Well, here we are.
All right. So what I wanted to do today was just kind of start putting something out there just to start it. I don't really know what or how this was going to play out, but we're going to start pushing things forward, trying to find some more people that think like us, that want to be like us, that want to be in real estate, be doing things next year, and try to make it to where we can move the needle just a little bit farther. And I think one of the best ways to start out on that is to just be thankful for where we're starting, who we have as friends and who we have as connections, and try to reach out to you guys more and share a little bit about who we are and what we want to do going forward. So, being Thanksgiving, Dar, I wanted to ask you a couple things. I know, I know you're thankful for a lot of things, but, could you pick a couple things that maybe you're thankful for right now?
Oh, man, family is the obvious choice. Health, family, got a job to go to. So the basic stuff, roof over my head, running water, power.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Some of the small things in life are what we need to remember.
Absolutely.
To be more thankful for. And, I'm definitely thankful for my family, my friends, my connections, my children. There's a lot of things out there. And, I'm thankful that I've got a beautiful wife and
good answer. Smart guy.
A lot of good friends out there that are keeping me honest and helpful. And, I'm hoping to put that in the internet a little bit more and share with those that don't know us, that think they know us, maybe a little bit more about us. And one of the things that I think about a lot right now is some of the family traditions, and you do have one.
Yeah, guys. We have the Turkey Bowl. So that's the shirt I got on here. This guy's got one undercover there. Turkey Bowl. That's a little old school postcard, but yeah, the Turkey Bowl tradition, man, I started that, I think I was in college. My parents lived in Oakwood Hills, and if you guys don't know Oakwood Hills, it's like a hidden little gem in South Chandler.
Yeah,
it's got like rolling green hills and freshwater lake, not the recycled sewage like you could go swimming in this stuff. So the lots were like all grass. So there was only like 5 houses in there. Like I was in college, home for break. And so the lots were grass, right? So I said, let's everyone come over, we'll play football. And you were there. We started with, it was like late 90s. There was 10 of us, 12 of us, small game, and it grew. And we played for years and years and years. And now we're kind of like, we're getting older, we're hit and miss, guys get hurt. And we got the kids out now, that we got to bring the next generation out to play now.
Yeah, I still remember that. It was probably, I'm going to say 1990, like you said, 96 or somewhere around there.
Yep.
Maybe 97.
Yeah, I was home from like NAU for college
And I remember there being a little ice chest there.
Little ice chest, some beverages, some brews.
Beverages that were happening.
Bloody Marys, yeah.
And I don't remember much about the game, but I always enjoy it after the game.
Yeah.
And for some reason, we thought we were smart. We were playing tackle football back then.
Yeah, not smart. No.
Yeah, that was not smart.
It eliminated a lot of people after a while.
Yeah, it was a few times where I was like, not about
it.
What was going to happen in those games, but
now it's flag or touch.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely doing touch these days. Last time we did it.
Yeah. So no game this year, but I want to get it going again next year. Get some shirts made and get the young guys out there, the old guys, and just really hang out with some old friends, some new friends.
Yeah, and one of the things I liked about it is we didn't even know what we were doing back then, and maybe you did, but you would always invite one other person or 2 other people that weren't really in the group.
Right.
It was always like 7 or 8 of us high school guys, and then bring one other person. Like there were times where we had 2 games.
We had 2 games.
We'd have 30 plus people out there.
Yeah.
Multiple things happening, multiple different friends groups, and we were mixing each other.
Yeah.
Before social media.
Yeah.
And that was one thing that I think
that was our social media.
That was our social media. I often get that postcard the one that you just showed was like
Yeah.
the first Instagram.
Yeah, yeah.
Because I always enjoyed, you would bring out a camera.
We'd
We'd have
get
a
the
little
team photo, yeah.
disposable camera. We wouldn't know what it looked like.
Pre-camera phone days.
You would get like 2 weeks later, you'd have a Darwin Wall Happy Holiday.
Yeah.
And it would be the group of it, and went from like 12 to 30 people. And that was one of the times where I built a really good relationship with Ron Taylor.
Yeah. Purdue.
I pick him up one time, and I don't really know him that well, but I'm like, come on, Ron, you're going to come play Turkey Bowl with us. I pick him up, and he's full
gloves. He's
got white gloves on. He's got a Purdue jersey. And then nobody had taken it that serious.
He was serious, man.
He was serious, and he was running up and down the field.
Yeah.
Talking smack like Ron does.
Oh yeah. Ron likes to chirp.
Catching interceptions and running them back. And
yeah.
Know about it.
He's either scoring the touchdowns or picking me off.
Yeah, I remember that, and I remember
pick six.
I remember Chad Moody being out there one time.
Yep.
And just like we couldn't catch him.
Can't catch
it was
Chad.
Like
nope.
Chad was just running all over us, and we were like, "Oh man, that was bad." And then another time, your brother, like we had all stopped playing tackle, but Matt had not gotten the memo.
Yeah, he didn't get the memo.
Slapping us, pushing us down,
tackling kids.
Yeah. And then it was like, okay, no more flag, no more we got no straight up touch.
Yeah, touch.
That was fun. Yeah. And somebody had a mimosa bar or Bloody Mary
we did
bar.
Bloody Marys. We would always stop for halftime and okay, take a halftime. We're gonna get a drink, and we would never play again.
We knew once halftime came,
it was over.
It was over.
We would just start drinking and bullshitting and hanging out. And that was catching up with old friends and whatnot. Yeah.
I just thought it was cool to remember, some of the things that we did and how we got here to be doing this later is some of those things that were out of the box early.
Yeah.
So maybe this podcast will be one of those things that's out of the box. It starts off small.
Yeah.
And eventually we'll have 30, 40, 50 episodes in.
Yeah.
And who knows where it's going to bring.
Valley vibes.
But, what else is going on this week with you, Dar?
Oh, man. So we got the Territorial Cup on Saturday. Go Devils. Usually it was Friday. I'm heading to Palm Springs with the family to meet the in-laws there.
Ooh, there you go.
And the boys are coming Friday, and we're going to play some golf and watch the game, man. How about you? What are you up to?
I'm going to be going to my brother-in-law's house in Maricopa.
All right.
In the afternoon. In the morning, I'm thinking maybe we're going to play some football. I'm not sure. I was talking with Trent earlier. We're going to play some football or some basketball. We're try to find another crew and keep it together and see who we can get out there. But,
cool.
Definitely looking forward to the game.
Yes.
On Saturday. I wish they still had the game on Friday.
Yeah, me too. It
feels kind of weird.
Speaking of traditions, that was your tradition. Yeah. We used to go to a car show on Fridays with my dad, my brothers at the Civic Center. We took a car show on Fridays, and we would either go to the game or go watch the game. Not going to Tucson, but if it was in Tempe, we'd go to the game.
I think twice I went to that Civic Center thing where it would come and it would show all the new models.
All the new cars.
And I would go home and then I'd buy a car.
Yeah.
I would go look at the car I wanted because I wouldn't have to mess with all the.
Oh, yeah.
And then I think twice I went to that and then.
I don't know if they still do that, but I need to go. My dad loved cars, so he would always want to go. That would get up early and go.
That was a cool thing.
Yeah, it was a good time. So hopefully they still do that.
So, speaking of the game, we know we have some hats on that.
Yes. Yes. Work them.
What is your prediction on the game? Back in the day, you
never know with this game. It's in hostile territory, hostile environment. You never know with this game. So, I didn't expect ASU to be this good this year. And this is like typical Arizona teams. They're good when we don't expect them. And then when we expect them to be good, they suck. So, U of A was supposed to be good, and they're not good. But this is their bowl game. So Devils got to show up and take care of business.
I'm feeling
a win.
I'm feeling a win.
Feeling a win, though.
I'm feeling like the momentum is on the Devil side. I haven't watched U of A play other than like maybe a quarter.
Yeah.
So I really don't know how good for all you people out there that are Wildcat fans, you shouldn't really be that excited other than
they're pretty banged up.
Trying to ruin ASU season because I feel like that happened a lot where one of the two teams would be playing for something, the other team would ruin it.
Yeah.
And I just don't know with NIL and all the movement if the players care about it as much as the fans do.
Yeah.
But I think the coach. We know ASU coach definitely does. I don't know.
Dilly, love him.
I don't know anything about the U of A coach if he knows.
You don't know much about him either. Yeah.
So hopefully they
put
it together. But I'm going out ASU 28, the team down south 19.
I like it. I like it.
9-point victory.
All right.
A little bit of.
Okay, I'm gonna go 19-0.
You're going all the way back to the Nebraska.
Nebraska 96 goose egg.
That would be good. That was
for the
good
Cats.
Game. That was a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah. You have any other big games that you're watching this weekend?
We got not Cardinals Vikings Sunday. We got Lakers Suns tonight. Now besides that, no. You?
I'm gonna go to the Lakers game tonight, hopefully against the Suns.
LeBron,
and hopefully KD and all those guys come back and we'll have a good game. And I'm just hoping to get them healthy. I'm not really too worried about it yet. Talk to me in February.
Long season.
Let's see what happens. They got 6 weeks to figure out the seasons. But
West is tough and tight, but it's a long season.
But that kind of brings me, into the next thing. We do have time, but in the real estate market between now and this February time, I'm expecting a lot of change.
Yeah.
And so what I wanted to ask you next, Dar, was what do you think in the next, 6 to 8 weeks you're going to see in the real estate market that might need to get out there to the people that we're talking to?
I mean, everyone knows the rates are high, but the good thing is the inventory's up now finally. It's still a little light compared to, normal. But it's up compared to the last couple years. We are now there's a report that came out recently, the Cromford report, and we're, a lot of different niches in the valley and areas, and, it depends what neighborhood and city you're in and price range, but overall they're saying it's a buyer's market right now. So
I agree.
Yeah. So, and the holidays are usually traditionally slower. It's the best time for buyers is the holidays. And realtors are always going to tell you, now's the best time to buy because of this and because of that. But honestly, the holidays are probably the best time to buy because it's slower. You can get a deal. You can negotiate prices, repairs, concessions. But anyways, we were in a buyer's market 2 years ago at this exact same time, but it only lasted for 4 weeks because first of the year hits and then it picks up. My dad used to always say, after the Super Bowl, it picks up, after the Super Bowl. And he was always right. And it lasts until the summer hits. And the time, this is the first buyer's market in 14 years. So it's been a long time. So I think that puts us back to the Great Recession, right? So we all know rates are going to come down. You can buy them down. The rates are what they are. They suck, but hey, you can buy them down. We've done it, some deals lately. We're buying them down a point or so, and then you just refinance later. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, hey, you got the pick of the litter right now. Depends what area you're in, what price range. I mean, we're still seeing if there's a nice house in a good area, it's priced good. We just made an offer on a house last week, a team member. We didn't get it, but there was 4 offers. Then 4 offers. But then there's houses that are sitting and they're not getting shown it at all. It just depends where they're at. Are they priced right? Are they outdated? Are they updated? Or what? So, it's real pocket niches of the market right now.
The rates are what they are. They're in the upper 6s, low 7s. We've been bouncing around there. We did touch 5s for a quick second.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's going to come back, but I do know that people are getting houses with concessions.
Yeah.
Sellers are motivated.
Doing all the repairs.
They're fixing houses. Yeah. They're negotiating. They're not saying no to really any kind of seller concessions. Mm-hmm. I mean, I think the last 5 deals I've done have all had seller concessions, and then the one that didn't was extremely underpriced. I think it came back like $15,000 under the appraised value. So there's deals out there. If you're looking at getting into a home, please contact us. Get in the portal, start looking, and don't be waiting. Because what happened when you said 2 years ago, it ended in 4 weeks because all the houses dried up.
Yeah.
There was nobody that wanted to sell. And once we sold out of the inventory, there was no more inventory. I'm seeing inventory come up every day. Yeah. People are not going to be married to their rate. They're going to go ahead and sell their home. Life is happening. If you're having a baby, downsizing, growing, moving, these things are happening, and people have put it off as far as they can. Next year is going to be a movement year. It's one of those years where you either get in or you're going to be left behind. Yeah. And I think you could be left behind for a minute because it's going to take us 3-4 years to build
Mm-hmm.
a significant amount based on who's coming here. And from what I've seen, all the influx of people hasn't stopped.
No, and the prices are appreciating, so they're not losing value. I mean, a couple months ago we had rates dip to 6.5, and we got a flurry of people. You had some refis going, and that didn't last long. Now they were back up to 7, but the rates will come down. They always do. New administration, first of the year, so they're expected to come down by all the experts. But right now we're seeing price reductions like crazy. The new builds, I showed a team member of mine showed some houses in Santan Valley last week. They've got them loaded with incentives. They called today. They're like, "Hey, we'll drop another $5,000." You can make offers on new builds, but take your realtor in there, take me in there on your first visit. But we can negotiate on those new builds. A lot of people don't think you can, like it's going to the store and the price is fixed, but it is not. You can negotiate.
Have you been seeing people being able to stay in their home?
Yep.
So, a lot of people like, how do I buy a new home and sell my existing one first? I don't want to be homeless.
Yep, there's programs out there. So if that's your situation, get with us. There's programs out there for that. You can buy before you sell, different options. But there's a different game plan for everybody. It's not all black and white. Everyone's situation is different. So yeah, but yeah, if you're looking to do something this next year, get with us. Whether it's right away or down the road or a year or two, let's get a game plan in place. And
yeah, I was just talking with one of our friends' daughters today, and she is working in the healthcare field. She's been saving her money. There's a lot of people out there that have been saving money. They've been living with friends or family. They've been renting, and they're ready to make that jump. There's like a bunch of birds sitting on top of the fence, all just looking down at the little food, waiting for the dog to leave the yard so they can jump in and start nibbling and getting some of these houses. And I feel like it's going to come.
Yeah.
I keep pre-approving people, and I would say out of the 5 people, if I pre-approve 5, 1 or 2 end up buying in about 6 weeks. But I think that's going to accelerate moving forward. There's just a lot of people that are in their late 20s, early 30s that are going to jump into this market. I think 2025 is going to be one of those things that we're going to look back on, and it's going to be one of those years where just get in and start moving around and start pushing forward and start looking. Because if you wait to look, you're going to miss out, because you're not going to understand what the prices are going to be and what a good deal is. Because if you haven't been looking for 3 years, you need to start looking, and you need to start being educated on what is happening in the market, so that when your house comes, you don't get left behind and miss it. You always wonder, how did that guy get the one house with the perfect view or the perfect cul-de-sac, or what did he do? He was ready when he made a plan of action that he could execute, or she could execute when the time came up. And I want to help you guys do that, and use us. It's free. You can talk to us and figure out if you're in or out, but just give us a shot and see what's happening. You never know. One of my biggest mistakes was waiting and thinking I knew when I could buy because I was in the market. Both times I should have done it sooner had I trusted somebody else. So I'm not making that mistake anymore. Jump in, find out, see what it is, and what is that? The G.I. Joe thing? Knowing is half the battle.
Knowing is half the battle. Yeah.
You just gotta start. And even if you think you can't, you need to know, not think.
Yeah, just like this podcast, we've been talking about doing this for months, and it's just like, let's just do it. You know what I mean? Who cares if it sucks or who nobody watches? But you just got to do it and get it going, and get the first one going and get it rolling. But if you wait for rates to go down, like a lot of people want to, you're going to have more competition. So that's the downside. Most lenders you'll refi them for free or for cheap, right? Is the deal.
I mean,
been hearing.
There's different ways to refi. There's different ways to deal with that later. But the point is if you're gonna buy, you need to start educating yourself. And the longer you wait to get in our portals, to get your credit looked at, to understand what the payments might be, to how much money you might need, to what program might actually work, or what a payment actually is, or how much a buy down could actually save you, you're not going to be educated enough to say I am a buyer or I'm not a buyer until you talk to us.
Yeah. If you don't know what a buy down is, reach out to us. We can explain it. But it's a way to get the seller to buy down your interest rate, basically. And I think most of the deals we've done this year have had those. And back to the first time home buyers, I've had a ton of them this year. I think more than I've had, in the last few years, several years. but a lot of first-time home buyers, younger people in their 20s, 30s. So they've got some money saved up, and they're getting in the market, whether it's a townhouse, a condo, or a single-family home. So yeah, but let's get a game plan if you're ready or thinking about it, and have a conversation. It doesn't hurt to talk.
Well, Dar,
episode 1, good.
Episode 1's pretty good. We made it. We made it through. I'm not sweating too bad.
Yeah, sweet.
I'm thankful for just having the energy and the platform to do this, and I look forward to more conversations with you in the future, my friend.
Yeah, we'll keep it going, guys. Valley Vibes Podcast, episode 1. Glad you guys watched. Happy Thanksgiving. Turkey Bowl next year.
Turkey Bowl. See you guys. Have a good one.